but I don't think that's something everybody should be trying to do. I really think there are some VTubers who see that and just like, that's how I have to act on stream if I want people to watch my content. Something I recently saw come across on my timeline was there was this VTuber that like, I don't want to name names and start any type of drama or anything like that, but essentially they stopped making one type of content, and that led to them losing almost their entire audience and not being able to do it as like a career anymore. And that really got me to thinking, like, I don't know the whole story and I don't want to, assume things, but it really got me thinking, as a VTuber, I guess as really as like a content creator in general, but specifically as a VTuber, I think it's important to try and be yourself when you're making your content as a VTuber. Specifically talking about VTubers though, they all have, I don't want to say everyone does, but there's definitely distinct types of personalities that you see among different VTubers. If you watch VTubers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about playing a character more so. I'm talking about how certain VTubers tend to act a certain way in their content, which is fine. I'm not trying to police anybody how they do anything. But what I also notice is there's a lot of new VTubers that kind of get started and they kind of just emulate what they see other VTubers, like the way they act in their content. And some of the time, like when I'm watching them, I can tell like you're kind of just not really being yourself. You're just acting a certain way because you think that's what gets views and what people want. And maybe that works. Like, don't get me wrong, if it works for you, it works for you. But I honestly think if you're gonna get into VTubing, the most important thing you can do is learn to be yourself when you're making your content. People are gonna know right away when you're trying to act like a different VTuber, or like you're faking a personality, or you're trying to, you're just trying to do what you think people want you to do, or act a certain way. Because personally, I believe faking it is a quick way to lead to burnout in content creation. You already see like VTubers pop up every day, but how many of them are actually around like 6 months from now or a year from now? A lot of them just end up burning out for whatever reason. I think pretending to be like someone else or trying to emulate another content creator is something that contributes to that. And if that's how you start your content and you build a community around you doing a certain personality, you can't switch up from that personality eventually when you get tired of acting like that, because you're just going to lose viewers. Let's say you're a starting VTuber, right? And you decide to act a certain way in your videos, and then one day you get tired of that and you build a community around the way you were acting previously, and then you decide, hey, I'm going to be myself in my videos. There's a good chance you're going to lose a lot of viewers because now they think the way you're acting now could be, just another personality, and you're not really being yourself. You know what I mean? It's confusing and it can hurt you in the long run. And a good example of what I'm talking about is like the Vtubers. Like, I have no issue with them doing the type of content they make. It doesn't bother me. I follow some of them on Twitch and watch them because I think they're funny or entertaining or whatever. But I don't think that's something everybody should be trying to do. I really think there are some VTubers who see that and just like, that's how I have to act on stream if I want people to watch my content. And it's just not true. It's just not true at all. I don't want to see people get stuck in that trap or that mindset of thinking you have to be hypersexual in your streams or whatever all the time. Otherwise, you're not going to get any views. You really want people to watch you because they fuck with who you are and not who you're pretending to be all the time. Again, I'm not talking about the people who are actually playing a character as a VTuber. That's a different situation. I think that's pretty cool. I wish I could do that. I'm just not that kind of person. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know how to do that type of stuff. I'm specifically talking about people who have like a fake personality when they're streaming or making content, because it's just going to hurt you in the long run, man. You really shouldn't try to put on because you think that's what people want. And yeah, there's a chance that you might grow slower because of that, but I promise you in the long run, it'll pay off way better, because now your content's going to feel way more natural. You'll be able to make it way more often, and people will really appreciate you for who you are, which is a type of community as like a content creator. That's like the best type of community you want. And I'm not trying to be like the content police or anything like that. I don't necessarily want to tell people how to do their content or how they should act or anything like that. But I think if you're just getting started, or if you're a VTuber or just a content creator who's just getting started, you should really focus on finding out who you are as a person and the type of content you want to make. It'll just be way better for you, your content creation career and your mental health in general. Trying to pretend to be something you're not 24/7, or even while you're making content, is exhausting. I just don't know how people can do that. One thing I really try to do in my content and I really try to be mindful of is like, I'm not really trying to force anything. Like, I'm not trying to force a personality, or I'm not trying to force, you know, a type of content just to keep people engaged or just to watch the content because of that, because it doesn't feel natural, and it doesn't feel good knowing that people are only watching you because you act a certain way. Like, if you look at some of your favorite creators, like the biggest creators out there, you'll notice like a lot of them are actually being who they actually are. They're not trying to be something else, and there's a reason for that, because it's just way more authentic. Anyway, this was another rant that was brought on from me scrolling on Twitter late at night when I should be taking my butt to sleep. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.